Hi guys, good night. Welcome to my video. And today I'm going to show you how to do this floral manicure using tints, which is sheer nail polish or tinted nail polish without needing a UV light. So to get started, you will need the following. You are going to need a white lacquer. You're going to need a black lacquer for stamping, and you're also going to need a top coat. Here I am using today a fast drying top coat, but you can use regular top coat, whichever you have. We are also going to need sheer polishes on nail polish tint. These are just very light polishes. When you put them on, they're very thin, very light. It just gives a hint of the color on white, and that's what we're looking for. If you do not have these, you can go ahead and you can actually make them. Just apply regular nail polish to a couple drops of clear polishes, and that's all you need. You don't need to actually go out there and purchase these. You will also need the following tools to continue: a stamper, your scraper, your floral pattern from your stamping plate. Tonight I'm going to be using Bundlemonster Polynesia plate with the number BMXL108. You're also going to need some cotton to clean that stamping plate, and I'm going to be using a lint roller to clean my stamper. I'm also going to use some pure acetone to clean my stamping plate, my cleanup pen for when I'm done with my manicure. You can, if you don't have this, you can use a Q-tip with the acetone. It works just as well. And to decorate, I have some jewels and a little pair of tweezers here that I'm going to use to pick those jewels up. So that's what you're going to need for this project, so let's get started. Here I have my white lacquer and my green tint polish, which I have already applied. And basically what I did was I applied a white lacquer and let that completely dry. And once that was dry thoroughly, I went ahead and applied one coat of my green tint. Again, you don't have to purchase these if you don't have it. Take some clear nail polish, put a few drops of whatever preference shade of green you like in there, and just make sure it's nice and thin color, that it's not going to be a very heavy green. So the next step that we're going to do is we're actually going to do our stamping. So let me grab that stuff and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I am back and I have all my stamping stuff that I need here, and like I said before, I am going to be using the Bundlemonster Polynesia plate, and that plate number would be BMXL108. And basically what you're going to be looking for is a floral pattern with an open area where you can paint into. So tonight I'll be using the hibiscus pattern here, and we are going to stamp this with black lacquer, and this one that I'm using here is from Kleancolor. It's just as good as all the others out there, so you don't have to go out and get any special stamping polishes as well. So we're going to do the images. As you can see here, we're going to do the images only in 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do these pretty quickly. So let's do that right now. And then I will show you how to color in the flowers. So again, I'm going to use the open hibiscus here. Make sure you get a nice clean scrape when you do this, like such. And then you're just going to roll it onto your nails or press it down, like so. If any of the nail polish is raised, just go ahead and gently push down on it. And then we repeat the next, leaving the ring finger out because that's going to be your accent nail. So we move on to doing the next 3 fingers. I usually clean my stamper with the lint roller. That's why I put that on as one of the tools. And I usually clean the stamping plate after each swipe. So let's continue doing those fingers. Go ahead, do the same. And once that is done, we'll get started with painting. Okay guys, as you have seen, I already did my stamping on these 4 nails, and we're going to move on now to making these bland flowers here beautiful and making them look like they have a little life to them. So we're going to use 4 color tints today, as I showed you. I am going to be using blue. I'm going to be using somewhat of a magenta. I'm going to be using yellow and orange. So if you actually like these colors, you can go ahead and mix yours according to, or you could use colors of your choice. So basically what I did is, after we stamp, I would go in there and I would take 1 color at a time and just go in and kind of put the polish on it, kind of dab it around. And what I did to make these look really cool was I put most of the color right in the middle of that flower and kind of let it spread out on its own. So it almost looks like there's some depth to it. And then I do the same for the rest, sticking to 1 color at a time so I'm not confused and I'm not gonna be juggling 4 bottles all around. So go ahead and do that and do the same for the next 3 colors. So here we are. The blue has been applied to all of the nails already. And now I'm going to use that pinkish magenta color to go ahead and fill in with the same procedure as we did with the blue there. Doesn't have to be perfect, and if you think these brushes are too big to work with, go ahead, get yourself a nice small brush, something you're comfortable with, and just go ahead and dab it in. Okay, here you could see I have the magenta in there as well, and I'm going to move on to my 3rd color, which is going to be my yellow. And even though you originally had a green base there, that little hint of green, these colors actually show up very well. As a matter of fact, that green actually highlighted them even more. So you get that really bright colors coming from these tints here. And I was just playing around with these today and I figured, let me try this, and it actually came out pretty cool. So I wanted to share that with you. And it's just really easy. It's just very, very simple. Quick, believe it or not. It doesn't take too much time to get these little flowers here colored. I was actually very surprised at how fast I was done. And here we are, we're already done with the yellow. And we're going to be moving on to the orange. Now if you think that for some reason, maybe if you're mixing this, if you think that it's too light, feel free to go over it again. Make sure the first layer is dried because it's just going to get really icky and squishy on you. But go ahead and do that if you choose to. So here I have all the colors already done. And I'm just going to wait 2 minutes for this to get dry. But while we do that, we're going to take care of this accent nail here. So what you're going to need is pull out your jewels and your little tweezers there, and also your top coat, and let's decorate this nail right here. So here I have my little jewels, my little rivets, and I don't know if you can see them very well, but I actually have the same colors that we use on the tints here. I have the exact same colors on these little rivets, and I purchased these if you're interested on eBay. Just go in there and punch up a search for nail rivets or nail studs, and a whole bunch of it is going to come in. And this is a nice variety I bought here. They're all different sizes. There are actually 3 different sizes in here. I'm actually using the larger ones. So let's go ahead and apply that to our nails, and it's very simple. What we're going to do now is we're just going to apply our top coat here. And I'm going to apply it to the whole nail, even though we're just going to be using the side of it. And I'm just going to line them up, not in the middle, but to the side, starting with the magenta. And I'm going to press on them. I want them to stick to that top coat so they stay in a little longer. So once you get that lined up in there with your nails, go ahead and give it a little tap. Make sure it's secured with that top coat and it stick firmly so they don't fall out. And the next color we'll be using is the gold or the yellow. And the next would be your blue. And last but not least, your orange. And again, go ahead and make sure they're secured by gently pressing on them. And you'll actually see a ring around the jewels as you're pressing on them of the nail polish that's sliding around them. That's perfect. Once you apply your second layer of top coat, that's going to really lock it in there so they don't fall out that easily. So once that's done, go ahead, apply that second layer of top coat like I mentioned. Make sure it's nice and thick, especially over the jewels, so they really hold it in there. Don't forget to cap your nails. And this is already tap dry, so we can also go ahead and top coat our floral nails here. Once you're done with that, go ahead and get a tool to clean up. I have a little nail polish remover pen here that I'm going to use, but if you don't have this, you could go ahead and get yourself a brush with some nail polish remover, some acetone nail polish remover, or you could get a Q-tip with some acetone remover to it and go ahead and clean your sides up. And there you have it. We are all done. And once my top coat here is nice and dry, I'm going to apply some cuticle oil, or whatever nourishing oil you have, coconut oil, castor oil, even olive oil. Just apply some of those around your cuticles to hydrate them back after you did your cleanup, and enjoy your manicure. So thanks for watching. Have a good night, and don't forget to subscribe for upcoming videos.